I never expected to become a mother to rhinos. But the first time I stepped onto that dusty sanctuary, they made it clear I was theirs. Every morning, before I even had a chance to call out, I could hear them. The rhythmic pounding of feet against the dry earth, the low, excited grunts as they raced towards me. Nandi, the most affectionate of them all, would press her massive head against my lap, demanding I sit down so she could be as close to me as possible. And Ray, that little troublemaker, would nuzzle his face right into mine, as if reminding me that he was there too, waiting for his turn. They're like giant, playful puppies. You think of rhinos as these majestic, powerful creatures, but when you spend time with them, you realize just how goofy, how gentle they can be. It's impossible not to laugh when they barrel towards you like oversized toddlers, completely unaware of their size. All they want is love. Growing up in South Africa, I saw rhinos in the wild. I admired them from a distance, never imagining that one day I'd be sitting in the dirt with them, feeding them, comforting them. But everything changed in 2014 when I joined the Rhino Orphanage. I had always been drawn to conservation work, but nothing could have prepared me for what it meant to care for these animals so intimately. Most of the rhinos that come into the sanctuary are victims of poaching. Their mothers are killed, leaving them terrified and alone, too young to survive. The first time I saw one of these babies arrive, I felt my heart break. He was barely more than a few months old, his small body trembling, his cries echoing through the night. He didn't understand why his mother wasn't there anymore. None of them do. At first, they're wary, too afraid to trust anyone. They stand at a distance, watching, waiting. But then, something happens. Slowly, they begin to accept your presence. You spend your days beside them, sitting quietly, offering food, speaking in soft tones. You become their world. And when that moment comes, the moment they nuzzle into your hands for the first time, when they let their guard down and decide, this is safe, it changes you forever. Each one has such a unique personality. Nandi is affectionate and calm, always seeking warmth, always leaning in for comfort. Ray is mischievous, always up to something, whether it's sneaking up behind me to nudge me over or rolling dramatically in the mud just to make sure I get covered in it too. And then there's little Tamu, who follows me around like a shadow, his big round eyes filled with curiosity. Every day with them is different, and every day I'm reminded just how special they are. We take them out for walks in the bush, letting them explore the world they'll one day return to. At first, they're hesitant, staying close, afraid to wander too far, but soon their confidence grows. They start running, full speed down the dirt roads, kicking up dust, spinning in circles just because they can. You can see it in their eyes, the joy, the excitement. They were meant for this. They were meant to be free. And then there's the mud. Rhinos love mud. It cools them down, protects their skin, and let's be honest, it's just fun. They don't care if you're standing nearby. They'll fling themselves right into it, splattering everything and everyone in sight. And before you know it, you're just as covered as they are, laughing as they roll around like overgrown puppies. They have no idea how big they are, and they don't care. They just want to be loved. Some of my favorite moments are the quiet ones, when they flop down beside me after a long day, pressing against me for comfort, when they let out those soft, content sighs, knowing they are safe. And my absolute favorite, eye kisses. There's something about the way they lean in, pressing their faces close, completely unaware of their size until my legs go numb under their weight. But I don't move, because the moment is too special. People often ask me if it's the same as having a pet dog. And the truth is, it's so much more. There's a deep, unspoken bond that comes with caring for an animal that has suffered, that has lost everything, and yet chooses to trust again. When a rhino loves you, it's not because they have to, it's because they want to. And that trust, that's an honor I don't take lightly. But the reality is, these incredible creatures are disappearing. Every year, hundreds of rhinos are slaughtered for their horns, leaving behind countless orphans who have no chance of survival without human intervention. And as much as we love them, as much as we care for them, we don't want them here. We want them in the wild, where they belong. That's why this work is so important. That's why we need help. Every single orphan that comes through our doors needs care, food, medical treatment, and above all, love. It takes years before they can be released back into the wild, years of patience, of dedication, and we can't do it alone. If you've ever felt moved by their story, if you've ever wanted to make a difference, now is the time. Whether it's donating, spreading awareness, or simply learning more about rhino conservation, every action counts. Because the truth is, if we don't fight for them, there will come a day when no rhino runs through the wild anymore. And that is a world I refuse to accept. Every morning, I wake up knowing there are little ones waiting for me, waiting for the familiar sound of my voice, waiting for the comfort they've learned to trust. And every evening, I watch them settle in, safe for one more night. They don't know what the future holds, but I do. And I will fight for it with everything I have. Because rhinos deserve more than just survival. They deserve to live, to run, to love, to be wild. And together we can make sure that happens.